Today is November 22nd, 2013. Between now and early December, there is a move afoot by the Michigan Legislature to take away the growing rights of adults in Michigan. That after passing the medical marijuana initiative in 2008 by 63% of the vote. This represents a complete betrayal of the Michigan voters. I can't believe it, but I've been warning about it for a while. So what we're trying to do now is get a letter writing campaign going to Lansing. So even if you're not from Michigan, they're direct emails, they won't know. We want to barrage the House with letters telling them, not to vote for Senate Bill 660 or House Bill 4271 or really anything else that compromises the rights of growers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to include some links here. The one you want to go to first is called 3 Easy Steps to Preserve Our Right to Grow Our Cannabis in Michigan. And essentially what that is just it shows you how to send an email in blocks. So in about 5-10 minutes you can send all 110 House members. If you doubt the urgency of this, I want to read something from the Daily Chronic. It came out just recently. And this is just a portion of it. These links as well will be included so you can read the full article. Here I quote. Senator Rick Jones from Grand Ledge recently said he hopes the bill, that be Senate Bill 660, will begin the process of getting marijuana cultivation out of the homes and into the hands of pharmaceutical companies, vocalizing the fears of many within the medical marijuana community. Now, I've been warning about this for years now. He quotes, he says, "It's time to get marijuana out of the houses and put it somewhere else," Senator Jones said. "Let the pharmaceutical companies grow it and sell it in the pharmacies." Now, I can't even believe this, and that's why I'm doing this. Now, I also read a article from a fellow named Jeremy Dow, who's got a magazine, I think it's Cannabis is Now magazine out in California. And this gets to the larger picture. It is not just Michigan. Every activist in this country, every activist in Canada, and I would say every activist around the world that realize that there is a global corporate movement to take away everybody's growing rights and give it over to big pharma and large state dispensaries so that they can monopolize the market and make all the money. I'm just gonna, read a brief part of this article, and again I will get the links because you really need to read this one too. This is a good one. He says here, the Department of Justice in a terse press release revealed no specific details in the intent behind the Colorado raids, which just happened the other day, claiming they comported with the guidelines of the August 29th prosecution memorandum authored by Deputy Attorney General James Cole. The memo advised U.S. attorneys not to prosecute cannabis businesses in compliance with state laws unless they violated one or more of the 8 internal Department of Justice guidelines, including prohibitions against sale of cannabis to minors and diversion of marijuana to the illicit market. It remains to be seen whether any of the dispensaries raided on Thursday violated any of the Cole's memo's guidelines, but even if they did, one cannot dismiss the possibility that the pattern of recent raids conducted in Washington and now Colorado reveal a calculated plan to shape the legal cannabis market to come. Now hear that again. That it may reveal a calculated plan to shape the legal cannabis market to come. There's no question about this. They're out to take your right to grow away from you and give it over to big corporations, which to me is like the moral hazard of all times, Think about it for a minute. For the last 76 years since the Marijuana Tax Act passed in '37, this government has been persecuting marijuana users because they've been saying that it's dangerous, it's gonna, cause brain damage and lung cancer and everything else. So now it turns out that it cures some forms of cancer, is relatively harmless. Of course, we've known this for years. So now they've decided they're going to become the distributors and producers of the marijuana, and they're going to put, I'm estimating, between 4 and 16 million home growers out of business. This isn't acceptable. In future videos, and I'll be doing some videos that won't be so off the cuff here, but I'll be talking about my model, which gives everybody an equal free market right to grow, and basically saying, let's just give everybody 2 lamps. There's no taxes on it, that you can't write anything off. It's insulated from the market. It gives everybody an equal share. It's a free market, you know, and leave it at that. But we'll discuss that later. The main thing I want to drive home tonight is the first thing you want to do is find the link to the article, 3 Easy Steps to Preserve Our Right to Grow Our Cannabis in Michigan. And go through the steps and send the 110 letters out to, you know, all of the House members. I've got a sample letter. You can just paste it in. You could probably complete this task in a couple of minutes. And then as you look at the other links, beginning Monday, the 24th, I believe that would be November 24th, we want people to go to the links that I provide in one of the articles and just phone the people and use the letter or your own talking points and just tell them that, you know, if they vote for this, we are going to remember, and they will not be in office now next time they come up for election. That's about it. So, to summarize, they're trying to take our right away to grow in Michigan. I've been a journalist, an activist. I've run for Congress on the issue of cannabis. Few people might still know me, but I'm not going to go into that now. But we have got to get together. We've got to distribute we've got to get these letters out this week. We've got to start calling these House members and tell them, you know, you vote for this, you're out of office. As simple as that. We are going to remember. It's already passed the Senate. We've already got the members that have passed that bill, and this will be distributed after this is all over. So that's it for now. So go to the links, send the emails out, and then the last thing I'm telling you is what I'm going to do is I've got some articles already. Everything for this campaign is going to be in a document called Preserving the Right to Grow Our Own in Michigan. So any article I write or any relevant articles from other people or links, they'll be there, and that will include what actions we're up to, what events, and then the relevant articles, and that's it. Now, last thing I'm going to say about Jeremy Dahl's article is I just wrote something very that relates to this, talking about the globalist takeover, and this goes back to when we were testifying against the zoning ordinances. We found that they were coming from the municipal leagues. Adam Brook, who I know has been an MC at the Hash Bash for the last 20-some years, we discussed this quite a while ago, actually. The other day I came across a video, and it was discussing how the Rockefellers basically established all these municipal leagues so that they could control state and city governments. And I traced this all the way up through the Rockefellers to the Rothschilds. And the point of this, and the point of Jeremy Dahl's article, is that there is no doubt about it. I've been warning you about this for years. All the moneyed organizations have ignored this, or have actually pushed it, because they're the ones that have pushed the tax, regulate, and control initiatives, and that's what's putting us into this place right now. And no, there is no doubt, you know. So between his article and mine, which you will find is one of the articles under Preserving the Right to Grow, you can read about that. It's very fascinating stuff, but you know, the rubber's got to hit the road now. I mean, we've got to stick it to these people, and even if we lose this one, we're not going to stop. We're going to put the pressure on. You know, when Genesis talked about God giving all the herb-bearing seeded plants to the people, I don't think he was talking about this Canadian corporation or Monsanto or anybody else. I think we're at a stage of world history right now where we as people have to start destroying the powers of these corporations and taking a lot of powers back for ourselves. And I think this is where we start, because, you know, for the last 50, 60 years, anybody that smokes is getting their cannabis from, you know, somebody that grows, and now they want to put them all out of business. I don't think we can tolerate that. And if we don't start here, the end game is in play now. I'm just telling you that. So anyway, that's it for tonight. I will be putting other videos up shortly. Thanks for listening to this. Good night.